Alright, this will be session 4 of the Gutter Blades Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys to the tavern. And handout. Death. That is what surrounds your dreams. The fight at Dirkelsburg might bring reward, but at what cost? Draken is dead. Mad Marcus is dead. The town of Dirkelsburg, slaughtered, razed, and killed again. One of the culprits escaped, but you were paid all the same. It is a long night at the half-empty tankard, full of short tempers and silent tongues. A young woman walks in, and the room seems to become a bit darker. And so, go ahead and initiate, I guess, Erica.
Well, when she will enter the tavern, she will start to look around, like holding herself on her character staff. She would have her hair is visible from, well, since it's coming out of her hood, her hair is a bit like dirty and racy, and her purple eyes glow like a little candle. Yeah, even like from the to the end of the inch, you would be able like to see her purple eye, and she always seem occupied. Like she if there's always something on her mind, and if you cross like her gaze. The only thing you will see it's the gaze of a dead woman already walking. Like she doesn't feel or show anything, and she will like go to the innkeeper and she would ask about the group searching for a magic caster.
He would look up and you sort of see goose skin on his hands. And you look up. Them over there. The one with the bandana.
There's two with a bandana.
The one with the red bandana. The man.
Thank you. And she'll start to make her way to Lando, using like her quarterstaff to walk, and I forgot to mention she have a sword at her side. And the sword is a bit rusty, like showing that she doesn't usually use that sword. And when she will be at reach of the group, she will simply wait and bow as a sing of respect.
Heinrich mutters to Lando, "Looks like we missed one."
Missed one. What?
Walking Dead.
Yeah, what is... Oh, I don't have time for this. To our dead, to Drakun, who fought valiantly, to Mad Marcus, who fought valiantly. We raise our tankards and we honor them tonight. We drink to them and we remember them forever. Hear, hear. And I raise my tankard, take a swig of my ale, and I kind of look over at this person standing there.
I heard that you were in search of a magical user.
Lady, I don't know who you are. We're honoring our dead tonight. If you're selling something, I'm sure there's plenty of others in here who will buy what you're selling.
I'm not selling anything, I'm offering my service.
There are plenty of women offering their service here. I'm sure you'll find a buyer.
I'm sorry, but I think to be quite rude.
Well,
She's a wizard, you fool.
and she would. Do you want me to prove that I'm a magic user?
A magic user.
Heinrich says, no, we don't.
Please, please don't. You don't even know what we've been through. You don't need to be casting your little tricks and bottles in here. What is it you're wanting, young girl?
Like I said, I want to offer you my service. You are in search of a magic user, and I'm just fresh out of my school, so.
Heinrich, did we put out an offer for magic users?
Not to my recollection, sir.
Well, I heard a group for searching of someone capable of tracking magic.
Marguerite.
I believe that I was the one who asked my man to put out notice.
Of course it was Marguerite.
Well, I mean, we have had dealings with creatures of magical nature, and our lack of knowledge has bit us in the arse more than once.
How do we know that you can do what you say you can do?
Well, how do you want me to prove it?
I don't know. We've had run-ins with a witch hunter. The last thing we need is a witch proving her skills in the pub.
I am a student of the Lord of the Dead.
Oh great, a necromancer. That's just what we need.
I'm not a necromancer. You're confusing the two school.
What is your school of magic?
Well, we studying the dead and the magic that turn around them.
Sounds like necromancy.
But we don't raise dead.
That's too bad. We could use Drakun. All right, girl. You meet us back here in the morning, and we'll give you a shot. We have things that we need to take care of tomorrow. You could be of service, so tonight we're going to mourn our friends, our partners, our compatriots. You are not part of this group tonight.
I understand.
Well, I nudge the captain and point towards the front door.
Oh god.
Well, shit.
How did they do
Oh! Yeah, look at that. So yeah,
Good goddamn thing I didn't ask you to do any of your little tricks.
I'll say quietly to Erica, if you want to prove your skills on that man there, you're welcome to do so.
I'm not looking for trouble. Especially from a witch hunter.
yeah. So yeah, you, Heinrich nudges you and points. You of course see your old friend Dirk Van Helheim walk in. He goes up and orders a drink from the bar. He looks very smug.
What's new? I kind of look in his direction and I raise my tankard to him. Good eve, Van Helheim.
Oh yes, a good eve for one of us anyway. He takes a sip from his mug. Ah. And he's sort of looking at Gothard, very smug, and Gothard just is avoiding eye contact and shaking his head.
I don't know what he wants. I'm just gonna continue drinking to Drakun and Mad Marcus.
Go.
Marguerite moves up towards Dirk Van Helheim, not too close, and she asks, have you had fun torturing Eamon?
Who?
We had a deal, Van Helheim.
Oh, that one. Yes, about that. And he gets up and he starts pacing around near you. It's funny, you know, the peasants that you brought back and this Eamon fellow, I've been chatting with them for quite some time now. And for a while I got nothing. But then they began to remember things about you and what your band of mercenaries did at Dirkelsburg.
Excellent. Then you know we killed the dead. It rose.
Oh, oh no, that's not what I was told.
Oh, I'm sure they told you whatever you wanted to hear.
A confession is a confession. No matter whose lips it comes from.
Heinrich has the pistol cocked under the table just in case, just so you know.
That's fine.
I'm sure Lando sees that.
I mean, you could always nudge him and like, hey, this might go down.
Yeah, I smell trouble here, Lando.
I take a drink from my tankard, and I look over in that direction. Stop trying to hide it, Marguerite. Get a room with him already, if that's your goal.
He was the last man I'd ever partake flesh with.
Partaking flesh almost sounds like cannibalism. But I digress. I would never get a room with Marguerite. But all of you will be sharing one tonight. And he walks over and claps his hands. And
I look at Lando.
Wait, the way he phrased that, does that include me or no?
Well, I'm sure there's a risk that include me.
So it looks like a whole troop is rushing in.
Yeah,
That is correct.
We can't fight this.
That's quitter talk.
I'm not tortured by this fucker. And I'll say that.
You won't get me
Stand up.
alive!
Yeah, but if we do this, we'll never be able to operate within.
If you
Vampire
go with
again.
him, we'll never be able to operate any part of our bodies.
I stand up. What's the meaning of this, Helheim?
well, I'm glad you asked. You see, I've been asking about what happened at Dirkelsburg for quite some time. From the two witnesses given to me, from the witnesses we found around Dirkelsburg, it would appear that the Gutter Blades are not some simple mercenary band scrabbling for coin. No, what I've been told is that they razed Dirkelsburg, killed all the inhabitants, and looted all their homes. That's what I've been told. And if I had it my way, you would all be clasped in irons now.
Who told you these lies?
Oh, I believe Marguerite is familiar with the two peasants that she brought to me the other night.
I shoot Marguerite a dirty look. I stare right at her. Marguerite, the peasants that we saved their lives. You turned them over to him?
I never claimed to be a hero, Lando.
You turned them over to him?
I'd do it again 1,000 times.
You petulant woman! What was
So,
the point of saving their lives if you were going to turn them over to the witch hunter?
Helheim just leans against the chair and is just watching this. He's got sort of a contemplative look, and he's got his hand up against his cheek.
Helheim, we saved their lives. That town was razed.
It was most certainly raised.
It was raised by the undead. We went in there and we destroyed the undead. We destroyed the werewolf.
Werewolf?
Like there's Erica that is like in the middle, like just
Mhm.
add down and listening.
Heinrich says, "You're one of us now, Erica."
Don't play with us, Van Helheim. I showed you the remains of that beast.
Oh, that was just a mutant as far as I was able to determine. You could have gotten that from anywhere. Maybe the same place you got the last one you tried to get rid of.
You have no proof other than from 2 tortured peasants that we have done anything wrong.
When did I say they were tortured? I don't recall saying that.
Yes, well, I'm assuming that's a safe assumption.
With you bringing it up, should I assume that was a slip of the tongue? Maybe I should add torture and kidnapping to your account as well. No, there is not sufficient evidence, I suppose. But I digress. Here's the situation, Lando Stahl. Normally, under my authority as a witch hunter, I would just simply take all of you now and decide what I wanted to do. But for some reason, this good emperor of ours thinks that witch hunters have a bit too much clout. I disagree.
All hail the Emperor.
Drink to that.
I disagree, but I would never say that to the emperor. I will follow his will. So instead, they're going to try something new they've been doing with the nobility. Something called a trial. So, in lieu of taking you all to the stockades and then hanging you in front of the town square, we will have 4 days of long and agonizing debate in a courtroom at the Church of Sigmar. He's just rubbing his temples. With which that time I will utterly and completely destroy any case you could possibly make, and then we end up at square one, where I hang you in front of the market square.
Now, out of character, is the system of trials any similar at all to those used in Bretonia or not?
To be honest, man, I was winging it. So this is an entirely new idea for the Emperor. This is not historical. This is something interesting I wanted to try. So
Okay.
we're gonna see how it goes.
Out of character, we should fight it out.
Yeah, but I also have to make a fellowship and
Also in
social
character,
skills.
fight it out.
I mean, if you want to, move to Stalia or Kislev, then fine. But if you want to stay in the Empire, I'm not sure finding out would be the smartest move.
It's a big empire. We just change our names. It's fine.
Fuck.
Yeah, but we did it in Altdorf. I mean,
The capital.
Yeah. Who says we'll get out of the city alive?
We're
Yeah, like,
gonna stay
kill
alive
them
if we
and-
go with what they want to do anyway.
we kind of have to if we're thinking long term here.
So, Lando looks over at Heinrich and sees his itchy trigger finger.
Yeah, that's his hands on the handle of the pistol in his belt.
I take a swig of my tankard and I kind of give him a small shake of the head. No.
I'm glad you did that. I didn't want to have to shoot him.
Heinrich,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Heinrich harumps. Kind of right. Kind of look.
So this trial, how do we go about doing this?
Oh, well, there are a few ways you could handle your representation. If one of you can actually read and write, I suppose that they could represent you in court. They don't want more than 5 to a party to be there, so you can't take your entire ragged band. Or you could hire a public defender.
Oh God, no.
No, I fucking hate you, Ghost.
No, I got good read and write, and I got good social skills. All the charm, evaluate, haggle,
As much
gossip.
as I hate to admit this, but I think that damn wench Marguerite might be our best bet.
Heinrich just puts his head in his hand.
Marguerite will speak for us.
First
Good.
thing, as your counsel, I suggest we all shut up right now.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, for Erika, she have a book of more prayer at her belt, so...
Is there a trial by combat?
There
Is
is.
that an option?
There is. You would be fighting a representative of the Imperial Courts, so if you want to take that route, you most certainly can take a single combat.
When have I ever failed anything in a pit?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, did you already fought
I shall do my best.
Guard?
You will be fighting someone who is a trained champion duelist, but you may take that route if you wish.
Yeah, like a raid.
I think it's better for us to go with the judicial trial than the trial by combat.
There's been enough death in this band for one night. We sit here and we drink to Drakun, the Mad Marcus. We are not going to put the lives of any more of our men on the line. You have your trial.
Good. So it would be, I believe, in my best interest to inform you that over the course of the trial, you will, of course, be spending time in the Imperial dungeons.
God damn it.
We don't want you to agree to go someplace and then decide to leave, do we?
No, of course not.
Oh.
Heinrich says to Lando, have you no wealthy patrons who can
Well, don't I have
do
that?
anything about this?
No, we aren't friends. Damn it.
Then, what is the next step?
That is the next step. We take a nice walk through the night to the Imperial dungeons, and I set you up with a comfortable abode where you'll be spending the next 4 days when you're not in trial.
The more peaceful we are, the better it'll reflect in the courts.
Good luck being peaceful. You'll be in general population.
I attempt to whisper to Erica. I am assuming she's not part of this trial. She's not part of this group yet.
No,
If you
he's...
have any wealthy connections, now is the time to use them on our behalf. You will be hired if you can come through.
I've been disconnected from the world since I was 6.
You have a school, you have a college that you went to. If you have any connections, now is the time to use them.
Why would she?
Could go see my master.
Do it, girl. And you have a position in the Gutter Blades.
If she doesn't do it, there will be no gutter blades for her to have a position in.
I would go see him when you guys left.
We're ready. Take us to your dungeon and let's be over with this sham of a trial.
I agree. We'll be over with it soon, and you'll be over as well, Lando Stall. After you, my guardsmen can take you there.
Heinrich says to him, what's your beef with Lando?
My beef?
Why are you so keen on seeing us dead?
Because you're all troublemakers, and I despise
We made no
troublemakers.
trouble for you or for anyone else.
I disagree. You made quite a bit of trouble for Dirkelsberg.
Mm.
Quiet.
Shut
Don't be a dracoon.
So we go with him.
No, he's only doing this because he has to. He can't do anything.
We can't start a battle in the middle of Altdorf. I mean, there's no way.
No, we gotta go with it, man.
I mean, we
Hope for the
could.
best.
Technically, we could. Yes, you're right.
Stop it.
But that would be the dumbest, dumbest choice we could make.
At least we'll die in glorious battle.
I'd rather not. If you guys go the battle way, Marguerite and Tybalt, we are not supporting you. We are stepping out.
I say to the witch hunter, I say, why is no one blaming you for the deaths on the road? We came across you and there were dead bodies there. That could have been you that killed them.
It could have been, but I am an imperial official. Why would someone have cause to blame me for something so heinous?
Official or not, you're still a man. Men sin, do they not?
Yes, you should know all about that.
I do. I can see right now that there's someone not being entirely honest.
He sort of stiffens up and straightens his coat. Ah, I see. Trying to accuse someone else of dishonest acts to take the blame off of your company and yourself. Typical.
I said nothing about Dirkelsberg.
Heinrich, please.
Lando, his hands are tied right now. That's the only reason we're not in his torture dungeon.
Yes, and that's the only reason we're going with him, is because his hands are tied. He doesn't have the authority to harm us the way he would love to harm us.
Exactly.
I have a feeling that
I'm trying to feel him out, Lando.
he gets
Got
a
something.
certain sort of pleasure from harming innocent people. But he's not allowed to do that right now.
Innocent is a funny thing. Are we off then?
Yes, let's be off.
Good.
I'll have to die sometime.
So you guys are hauled off to the dungeons.
Let us pray to the RNG gods.
So, I am going to... Does Marguerite or anybody know anything at all about our legal rights?
Well, I only know. I mean, I do have common knowledge Empire, but
I know that we could have fought our way out of it in some sort of one-on-one battle.
actually, oh no, that's
It's still on the table. I mean,
No, what I'm saying is, do we have any recourse? Do we get to contact anyone?
no way, dude.
Yeah, so-
It's like, think Game of Thrones with the scene with Tyrion.
so I'm giving a little away here,
Yeah,
but
that's being put away by that's being arrested by
Yeah.
And
king or a queen.
what I forgot to say again for Erika, she have a tattoo on her neck, from her neck to her chin. And
Okay.
that gives legal
so,
advice. No, but I'm giving a bit away, but there's gonna be a counselor present that's going to, whoever is taking the lead as one of the representatives is going to get a crash course on imperial law, basically, and you are going to make a couple of anybody who is trying to learn about the law. I mean, it can be any of you, all of you, doesn't matter. You'll make int rolls to see how well you retain stuff. A success means that you will you'll be trained in it. We'll go by degrees of success. If you succeed very well, you might even get +20, +10 bonus for law.
All right.
So that's how we're going to do it. It's not right now, but soon. So I'll read this. Van Helheim's treachery has brought you into the dungeons. You know you're innocent of his charges, besides maybe the looting. Still, what man wouldn't have taken those goods? They were not being used. Now the company sits in prison cells, awaiting their fate. And when you're brought in to the dungeon, I'll go over that with you in a minute, Milk, that you just sent me. When you're brought in, I mean, this is all of the gutter blades are kind of packed into several cells that are next to each other. But all of you are put in the same cell. And it sort of leaves you in there, and you don't see Van Helheim for a while. The guards are sort of standing, so you can RP a bit. I'm gonna get back to you, Milk.
On the way there, did I see Eamon at any point?
Roll. What
Is
would
he down there?
Yeah.
roll a?
He does have some thievery skills, so he might be able to pickpocket.
Let's see.
Pocket this shit.
Yeah, I gotta refresh. It's been a minute. I gotta refresh what skills there are. Roll perception.
Just a flat perception test.
Yep.
Okay.
Lando's not looking for him, so I don't give a fuck.
You are pretty sure you saw him down here milling about with general population. There's like a huge... So on the way down here, I'll go ahead and give you a description of the dungeon. So, you were led through a big common area where they were sort of letting prisoners out to mingle behind like this built-in cage thing that they've got set up. It's like a dome cage type deal. With guards all around, and there are prisoners in there just sort of, mingling and moving about. You're pretty sure you saw Eamon in there on the way down. Like, 99% certain you saw him there, sitting with a group.
Can I call out to him or no?
My love!
Sure,
No.
sure. We'll see if he hears you.
What'd you say?
I said we'll see if he hears you. Go ahead. Yeah. So what are you trying to? He's trying to call him out, or?
We're just trying to get his attention. I mean, he's still one of my guys, and ask him what he's heard. Maybe he's overheard Van Helheim talking. anything to help us.
That would be Eamon's perception at a negative 20.
Hey, that means he has 55 perception.
If he no, it's not negative. He's got 35. Yes they are. You guys have not healed. It's only been a day. So if he heard you, you do not see any indication that he did.
Little slimy bastard.
So you guys can RP this out a bit.
He told them something to save his ass.
I'm going to assume our armor, our weapons, everything has been taken from us.
You
We
are...
can't get to him, right?
You can't get to Eamon?
Yeah.
Not right now.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys are just down to your clothes.
Well, at least I'm wearing some
So
fine ass
glad
clothing.
I got that new chain shirt. Thanks. Just in time.
And I'll give everybody their unarmed
Anyway.
their unarmed stats real quick, just in case.
Great.
So, are we all in one big cell together? Are we in separate cells? Are we...
Well, the company's a decent size, so it's a couple cells to house everybody who's in the company. But the people you see around you are the people in the cell.
So, we all gotta get our story straight, because they're gonna ask us what happened, and we all gotta say the same thing.
We're in
I
the
want, Heinrich says to Lando and Marguerite, though, as soon as the guards are gone, he says Van Helheim's hiding something.
Of course he is. I mean,
No,
we're all
he has a special interest in us for some reason, and he wants to pin something on us.
I may have messed it up because he was hunting a werewolf, and then I showed him the werewolf carcass. So, and I think I was also the one who suggested we looted the town. So,
Could also be our dashing good looks.
true.
You don't think Van Helheim's attractive? How rude.
I do. That's all I'm saying.
So First of all, what exactly did you tell him, Marguerite?
Well, I told him basically we were on a contract. We found out that they were undead. We killed the necromancer and a werewolf. I didn't tell him anything about looting the town. I gave him the 2 people and the dead bodies because that's what he demanded.
Why did you do this? I
That
missed
or
something.
die.
Because what?
It was that or die.
Why were you going to die? I missed something.
Well, when a witch hunter demands something of you, you usually give it to him, unless you want to be tortured.
And how did he know to demand it of you?
Because he was waiting outside the tavern.
Wow.
Told by either the 2 captured people or from
Which you
Remember,
brought
he
to
also-
him.
He said that he did not have only the 2 people, but people from around Dirkelsburg.
There was no one
Also,
around
he was
Dirkelsburg.
looking
This
quite-
We just got back tonight. Am I incorrect? This happened. This happened hours ago.
No, wait, because I
No.
got back. I got back from Dirkelsburg, went to the noble, then went to the tavern. It couldn't have been that quick, man.
Yeah, I think
So-
This is a day after.
we're almost like a day after.
Yeah.
So he had over a day to, do what he does.
What does he do? He goes around
He
looking.
tortures and he gets false confessions.
From whom? That's what I'm saying.
From the
Does
2
not
people
add
I
up.
gave him.
Why did you
people
give them
found
to him? You're saying no. You're talking in circles. You said he came to you and knew about the massacre and demanded the 2 people, and you gave him the 2
No.
people. I'm saying, how did he know to
He
demand
didn't know the
the 2
massacre
people?
at that point.
Then how did he know who the 2 people were, and why would he demand them?
He asked where they came from, and I said that we were hunting. We were on a contract in hunting a necromancer, and that Dirkelsburg had been slaughtered.
So you're the idiot that got us in here.
Yes,
You're gonna be our defender.
yes.
Well, I'm glad I'm not dying a virgin at least.
Fuck's sake.
We still have the trial by combat option. Just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there.
You Empire people don't have any honor. Remember that in the
You
future.
forgot that, really?
Listen here, Marguerite. You have no right to talk about honor. We saved the lives of 2 people out in that goddamn battlefield, and you handed them over to be tortured by a witch hunter. Don't talk about honor. You have none.
They owed us our lives, so I gave it away.
Oh, God! No, her mistake was talking to him in the first place. Telling him what we were doing and mentioning a necromancer. As soon as you mention necromancer, we're screwed.
Well, you remember that Dracoon already spilled the beans on that one.
But we kind of played that off. He was delirious, taking lots of wounds,
Heinrich just sits and laughs.
Leave me alone. I have to think about what to say when we go to this trial.
A guard comes around and bangs on the bars. Oi! Pipe down in there, visitor. Says she's a friend of yours. And this would be Erica coming in. Milk.
Well, she would come down and
Shit.
start to get near the cell, and she would look at everybody there if they are all right, and she would make steps to come closer.
Heinrich says, "Whoa, how stupid can you be?
I don't
She should
I
be
don't
miles
know.
away by now."
know of anyone who needs a job that bad. I don't know
Oh man,
what you're doing here, lady, but
we only attract stupid people. Oh my God, what did I get myself?
What I'm doing there is I'm telling you that my master will study the body that we're at Dragonbird, And for what happened there, you will be part of the council. You will be there for your trial.
You got someone to speak on our behalf during the trial?
Mm, I told him what you said at the tavern about the werewolf and the dead. And during the course of the day, we'll send probably some expert at the village, and if there were really dead people there before you arrive, they will sense it.
Wow.
Erica, you're hired.
Come on in. Join the gutter blades.
You may enter the cell.
Oh shit.
That's great news, Erica. We could use all the help that we can get right now, and we are in your debt.
Makes you say
Holy
so.
crap, Erica! You can even have my body when this is over.
My goodness, what conversation have I stumbled upon?
Ugh. Everyone, roll your eyes like I am.
Stumbled on.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna try to sense if there's magic around the witch hunter.
Go for it.
Oh shit.
Is he on the same side of the bars as we are?
No. He's
Oh,
near
of course
Erica. yeah, right. What the fuck? As if.
We're all over here, technically.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. The
I'm
picture
climbing
is
up
kinda
the wall.
confusing.
We'll clarify just so we don't have that issue. Because there's no fucking way he would be inside those bars.
I got really excited for a second. Alright.
Oh, good, I get to strangle this guy and not get out of jail.
Yeah. Don't bend over for the soap in prison.
So Erica is attempting to use magical sense.
Eric,
Does she notice anything?
Erica has been informed of those results.
Oh.
Excellent.
She would take her cutter staff with two hands, and she would say a little bit like tilt her head when looking at the witch hunter.
You are a
I'm
curious
sorry,
woman.
Sorry, Erica, your accent is pretty heavy right now. What did you just say?
I said she took her cutter staff with two hands, and she tilted her head a bit.
Oh, she's nodding towards him.
No,
Just tilting it like confused, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
You are a curious woman, Mrs. Volkheim. You did not tell him your name, so...
Funny. And how did you get my name?
Well, I'm well aware of where you come from and who your master was. I'm amazed that you convinced him to speak on the behalf of these miserable bastards. I'm curious as to your interest in these gutter blades. Why you would put your neck on the line for those who you do not know.
Because we are amazing.
Shut up, Marguerite.
Well, I mostly get interest to those who basically saw most thing that people don't believe, like a werewolf, or even dead rising from their grave.
I see. Interesting, though. Interesting. Well, I hope you don't mind your new accommodations. At least not for another 4 days. Speaking to... Now, just to make you all aware, so that you don't go into this completely blind, the Imperial Courts have determined to send you a advisor on legal matters. For those of you that can read or understand words that come from people's mouths, he will explain some basic things about your legal rights. There aren't many of them, but you should be aware of them nonetheless. So, he will come down to counsel you sometime in the morning, I think. And then, in the afternoon, you will get to meet the judge and see where this court will take place. Does that sound like an exciting time?
Just to be gone. Leave us to ourselves.
Sure. Oh, Mrs. Volkheim, say your goodbyes. Visiting time is about to be done.
She will look at the gutter plane and she will start to, well, exit the dungeon.
See you in the afternoon. Let me go.
Ta-ta, can't wait.
Don't care the cost. I want to knock the smirk off that guy's face.
At some point, oh my god, so bad. Yeah.
Alright,
Yes,
so...
I'd like to get him to confess to a few things.
So I want to look
Lewd.
You're a twat.
our cell.
Yeah.
I just want a good idea
Why are
of
you
our
hitting
cell.
yourself?
I'm exploring it and looking at everything.
Well, they kind of fucked you as far as the cell goes. There's 2 cots. There is a bucket in the corner. One bucket.
Fuck, I fucked that up.
And there's bars on the door. It's pretty solid construction. I mean, it's got some gross like moss type stuff growing around it and fungus and stuff like that. Yeah, there you go. Eat some fungus. There seemed to something sort of leaking down. There's water leaking from the ceiling.
Is there a window? What does the lock mechanism?
Oh, there's no window.
Okay, no window.
Are the sides of us bars so we can see who's in the cell next to us, or is it
No,
a stone wall?
it is stone wall.
Damn.
Well, besides the strong walls, it's just like home.
Do we hear anyone else talking in the immediate area?
Oh, you hear lots of
Other
chatter.
Prisoners.
You hear lots of chatter around. Absolutely.
Can one of us ask, just yell out like who knows about these trials? Because I'm guessing that none of us know what they are, like at all. Like, it
Who
might
has
be, like,
been in
an
one of
eating
these
contest.
trials?
Well, because for all we know, it could be an eating contest or wait.
All the men hanging from the parapet outside have been in these trials.
Gallows
I
humor.
yell out. Who knows anything about what these trials are?
Chorus of laughter.
There's a little bit of laughter, and then there's a guy. You hear some guy. Trials? We're all on trial under the eyes of Sigmar. Praise be! And you just hear a bunch of people cackling from that area.
Religious zealots.
Yeah. Praise be. Blessed be the fruit.
So if you have more roleplay you want to do, you can, or we can go to morning.
So it's all Marguerite's fault, right?
This is all Marguerite.
Of course it is.
Marguerite is looking pretty depressed in the corner.
Maybe it's not her fault.
You know,
No.
It's her fault.
the last part of roleplay. Listen, as she sits there, and there's a tinkling of something dripping in a corner, just drip, drip, drip. It can smell the humid stench in this place, and I look at her sitting in the corner.
You hear muffled gasps, like She may be crying, or she may be having problems breathing. You don't know.
Oh, I thought she was pissed at herself.
I really, 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 on the inside of me, deep inside of me, hope.
Marguerite, remember, comes from a really, really nice place, really nice childhood. So this is like a big shock for her.
Marguerite.
Like, I'm in prison. Oh my god.
Marguerite.
For a second, I thought she was
You have
remorseful.
to. Marguerite, you have to realize, you have to understand that we are here because you got us into this situation. Now,
I know.
I don't care how you want to try and spin it. I don't care that you want to try and remove the blame from yourself, but just know all of the blame from the rest of the gutter blades in this cell. We are looking at you. You put us in here, and it's your job now to get us out.
I guess I'm not too keen on beating a crying woman.
I think we should do the spanking machine.
I am keen on that though.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. Yeah.
For all of your faults, for all of your machinations, for everything that you have pulled against all of us as a group, you are still part of the Gutter Blades. You are a member of this group. You need to help this group.
After
And
hearing
if
those
we
words,
added it, you owe
after
me
hearing
some
those
Bretonian wine.
After hearing those words, Marguerite kind of picks herself up, tries to snap, like crack her neck, but nothing comes out. She looks around, is like, okay. If I'm going to defend us, I'm going to need to know everyone's version, and I'm going to need to talk to you. And she points at Gottfried. One thing I'm good at is reading faces, and Van Helheim was giving you a very strange face, Gottfried.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Because when he looked at you, he had the kind of smile that made my spine want to just break.
I was just drinking at the table. What are you talking about, lady?
Either tell me, or you're gonna have this pretty woman beat the ever-loving shite out of you. And she's starting to get really pissed off now, because she's just like, I can't believe I'm in prison. Fuck all this.
He stands up. It's like, if you had that rapier, I might be worried about you, but in here it's just these. And he holds up his hands.
You really think I couldn't beat you, you coward? I think I've seen you piss yourself more times than shoot an arrow.
He's getting mad about that.
Now, don't tell us why Van Helheim gave you such a smug smile. Well, I guess you're gonna have the shit beaten out of you, because we're all in this situation, and if you know something that could help us, and then we find out later that you didn't tell us, well, you'll be lucky to leave with both of your arms intact.
He's just sort of giving you that, like, narrow-eyed, like, disbelief look. It's like, I don't know why he was looking at me. Maybe he likes boys.
Oh, fuck's sake.
But, I'll tell you this, Margie. You threaten me again, I don't care what anybody says in here. I'll knock one of your pretty teeth out.
I think Rudy will have no problem stepping up here. He's itching for a fight. Thrown into a dungeon.
And when you stand up, Godfrey's like, whoa, don't need no trouble with you.
Fine, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you're a gutter blade. But if after this trial we survive and find out that you betrayed us, Mermedia may forgive you, but I am sure that I never will.
Did Rudiger step in for Gottfried or threatening Gottfried?
Yeah.
Threatening Gottfried.
Yeah, Heinrich will actually get up too and kind of double down on that with Rudiger.
Aw, you guys do like me.
You're not gonna have to worry about the Bretonian gods.
Lando
If we find out
probably,
you
like,
betrayed
was
us.
just like-
I promise that.
I didn't do no betraying. I didn't do
If
nothing.
you're hiding something, Godfrey, now would be the time.
People can roll perception.
Well, not me since I'm not there.
Yeah, you're not there. You're handling business.
Oh god, I hate politics.
Nothing gets past Heinrich.
He.
I've
Yeah.
been dealing with liars my whole life.
Where is perception?
It's in your skills. It should be a little bit further down. It's in the same area.
O and R.
And it's,
Yeah.
outdoor survival.
Should be above
I see it
ride.
now, I see it now.
Do I have the
I got
best
12.
perception?
Everything gets by Lando.
Lando's already asleep.
I'm a man of action.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no intrigue in this game,
And-
is there?
Technically gossip, but I mean perception would be noticing someone's like body cues.
I will grab Godfrey by the shirt collar very quickly and kind of push him up against the
Does Heinrich know
Yeah.
something?
Henrik
bars.
passed.
What are you doing? What? We're all got the blades in here.
I said, Marguerite wasn't alone. We all saw it, Godfried. We all saw it.
I
What dealings did you have with him, Godfried? It's still not too late to tell the truth.
Look, I didn't tell him nothing. All right, I drank with this sword once a while ago, but other than that,
And what
What
was
did you
said
say?
Oh fuck, you guys drunk and said fuck.
I was drunk. I don't remember.
then?
Oh my god, are you fucking
Can I start punching
serious?
you?
What did you say, Godfrey? There's
Look.
still time to make it up to us.
All right, there was a crowd of guard. All right, he was there. There's a bunch of city guardsmen, and he happened to be there. Didn't even pay him no mind. We all started getting drunk. I started to tell stories about what happened at that camp with Drakun and poor, the other Margie, not the one who's a loudmouth. And yeah, Margot, and what we barely survived there at the camp. And well, I don't know. I was drunk.
That's
hit him
how he
yet?
knows about the undead.
Did you embellish the story at all, Godfrey, to make yourself sound better? What did you say anything that wasn't true?
I didn't make myself sound any better than I actually was.
For fuck's sake,
Well,
that's
Of course,
fucking.
we know you'd never do that, Godfrey.
No.
The drink can make a man say things to, embellish.
No, I said I killed 5, exactly as I said I did.
Did he ask you any questions? Take any particular interest in any part of your story?
He's sweating real bad. I don't remember.
Oh, come on now. You remember.
Rudy's gonna
You're not
crack his knuckles.
No one thinks you're
Can I hit him
stupid,
yet?
Godfrey. We all know that you're one of the smartest ones among us. You wouldn't forget something like that. You've got a mind like a whip.
I don't I might have talked about what we were fighting.
Yeah. What were we fighting?
Dead things that shouldn't be walking.
Right.
I might have brought that up.
Sure.
Uh,
When was this, Godfrey?
it was before we saw them things in the graveyard.
Before that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't ask you any specific questions. He wasn't particularly interested in any part of your story.
I like I said, I don't remember much. I was pretty drunk.
People tend to say that they don't remember things because they don't really want to remember them.
Sigmar, damn it, let me hit him.
Yep, I
Better
will.
wait, wait.
I'll hold him while Rudiger.
If we beat
Roll
him-
your punch damage because he's not going anywhere.
If we beat him, Van Helheim can use this to make us sound like we're savages by beating one of our own.
What is the punch damage actually?
It's your 1d10 minus 4.
1d10 minus 4.
Yep.
Not a riot. It's just a just a little helpful nudge in the right direction.
Correct. Your strength, no impact.
Nope. Oh, you gotta do a slash before the one.
Yep.
Flash R. Or you can press the dice button on the
No
left.
damage.
You slap him.
Gently brush the side of his chest.
No permanent damage. Good job. Good
My
job.
back feels better.
Just trying to scare him.
Law enforcement security for I really well. Chance, be like, hey, hey, tell him what
Next
you know
time it's gonna be
before I
I
start.
love that roll. Holy shit. He gains 1 HP. No.
It's a great trick.
It's a light tap. Be like, hey, next time it's for real.
So you sort of like slap him or something. He open palm him. He's like, oh, jeez, stop. Look.
So Lando is, he's not the smartest guy in the room, but he's catching on that Gottfried gave something up, and he, stands up off of one of the cots and walks over. Gottfried, what did you say to the man?
Well,
Just tell us. What did you say to the man?
he I didn't think nothing was gonna come of it, but I might have took gold from him to keep, talk about things we did.
God damn it, Gottfried.
To talk about
You
or
took
make
a
up.
bribe?
Can I kill him yet, sir?
Godfrey.
You can't kill him. It'll make us look bad.
Godfrey. Godfrey.
Yeah, Captain.
And I grab him by his collar and I pull him up close to my fucking face. That makes you a spy.
Well, it was just a bit of coin.
I push him back and I slam him against the bars. When we're done with this, you are gone. You are not a part of this group. You will no longer be a part of this group.
I'll
You
say
will
now,
never-
now, Captain, give him a chance. Every man makes mistakes.
How many mistakes will we allow him to make?
How many
Godfrey,
mistakes to a witch hunter?
Godfrey, what did he pay you to say? And is he paying you now to testify or say anything at this trial?
All I got paid for was to talk about things we was doing. I already do that anyway around the bar.
Good news.
And you didn't make up anything, Godfrey.
I get drunk sometimes. I get to talking. I don't know.
We can use this.
We
can
trust
do
he
that.
lied once. Can we trust him
Yeah.
not gonna lie again?
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's
Well,
several of us. There's one of him.
you know,
you can't
Van,
do that.
I said, Godfrey, Van Helheim is going to hang you if he hangs all of us. You're not getting away from this. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
No matter what he might have said to you, you know he's going to hang you, because if he made a deal with you of any kind, he's going to hang you to silence you, because he can't have that out that he made a deal with you and gave you money.
I might have suggested he could pay me for my stories.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been paid yet?
I was actually.
How much did he pay you?
Oh, not much. Couple
Are we talking about silver?
gold crowns, maybe.
How much?
How much? What?
A couple gold crowns.
So 5? 10?
Yeah, probably 5, maybe
Yeah,
4.
Yeah, probably 10.
Can I
Probably
beat
10.
him to death now? Can
so
I
you
just
thought that
beat
You
him
don't
to death
have
now?
those-
That's a
you
lot
don't
of
have
money.
You can't beat him.
You don't have those crowns anymore, do you, Godfrey?
Well, not in here.
No, you don't. You're never going to see those crowns again. So, if there's anything else to tell us that will save all of our lives, including yours, I think you'd better come clean right now.
I'd be more than happy to beat you to death.
You can't beat him.
That's
You say that.
that's all I
but
know.
can't.
It'll make us look bad. We want to look like we're good, innocent civilians.
We can't beat him to death in a jail cell.
We're not going to beat him to death. He told us.
He did tell us everything.
Yeah.
Did
I mean, we had to force him to, but still.
If we walk away with our life, Gottfried walks away with his life.
I will agree to this as long as I can beat him to death afterward.
No.
If we walk away with our life, Gottfried walks away with his life.
Fair
The good
deal.
news is that the story that Gottfried gave Van Helheim was out of coercion. So I can say that he could have made up lies to get the gold. So
Exactly.
His words will count for nothing, hopefully, if the courts aren't completely ignorant.
See, it wasn't so bad.
The fact that I have
Shut
to
up,
cover it
Gottfried.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit him.
Is Marguerite
can't.
Punch him.
noble-born?
No, I'm gonna punch him real quick.
Is Marguerite, are you noble-born?
I come from a fallen noble family, so I was treated very highly, but technically not noble.
They don't know that, though.
What?
It can't hurt our case for you to represent yourself as noble.
I mean, the de Bournonvilles
Yeah.
is a noble family. It's just
There
my
you go.
branch of the family is
Yeah,
no
yeah, that's a
longer-
detail no one cares about. As they
You
know
are-
about.
you are gross.
We have a noble woman in our presence who's being wrongly
go-
jailed.
Out of character, do I know enough about my family? I mean, my noble side of my family? So my uncle's side of it?
Well, do the Imperials care about your family though?
Yeah, because we are Bretonian.
But no.
They might acknowledge it. I mean, they're gonna acknowledge it. It wouldn't be as important as if you were an imperial noble.
Where you're from. That counts more to them than anything else. They, a
Like,
noble
God,
Bretonian is worth
slap
more to them than a common imperial.
And my
Mhm.
family crest is on my clothing, so.
Yeah. If you can, yeah. I
I'm
mean,
just saying, play that up.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is we can throw me in the pit against their
I
champion.
don't know. I've seen you try and hit someone before. I don't know if I want to put my life.
Hang on.
And
Have you ever
Helheim
seen me?
will bring out their best.
Have
too.
you ever seen me in a pit? Because in a pit,
It's not a pit fight.
it's basically a pit fight. It's basically
It
a pit
won't
fight.
be a pit fight.
It's a pit fight against. Hear my
Alright.
logic on this one though. I do have logic
Yeah.
on this.
Okay, so-
They'll put you in. They'll put you in there
No,
with a rock in
Dude,
your
the
hand
traditional
against a
champion
fully
will wreck
armored
you,
man.
Hang on. So, pit fights, right? We're in an area where pit fights are not necessarily legal, like in general, correct? So, pit fights, you have low-class criminals fighting against each other for their freedom, and then you have a big gap, correct? And then you go up to nobles, because pit fights are technically legal. So all I have is trial by combat. So all I have is nobles settling disputes amongst one another, and no actual crimes being brought to that level.
Where are you going with this?
Where I'm going with this is that all the pit fighters here are shit.
But you're not going up against a pit fighter. You're going up against a judicial champion. which is like-
Correct
way
from the
more-
city, which
Yeah.
is what I'm. All of you
This is Altdorf,
champion
dude.
is
They can have like a nostalgia.
all a champion
Berserker.
is all he is a basically glorified pit fighter, right?
Okay, so Ghost,
yeah.
we are ready for our trial.
No, wait. The guy has to come down and we have to
Of
roll
course,
and try to teach us.
We gotta
Remember?
learn.
Hey, Ghost, question:
Hmm.
how late can I yell "trial by combat" and still get it?
I mean, That's up to your representative.
Like,
We'll-
if
we'll
the
have
guilty
to-
verdict comes down, can
Tell
I
you what-
scream trial by combat?
If it was your absolute last option, you felt, then yes, you could. I mean, you
Don't
could.
do
It,
it.
Okay, alright, fuck it, let's go with this.
but it would be by your representative's word. So you would have to convince Marguerite
I
if
will
you were in
smash
0
him in the
hour.
head if it's
No,
the guilty verdict comes down, I'll start smashing heads to get
Just so
that
you know,
VO.
if you do fight the judicial champion, you're not gonna get good quality weapons. You're gonna get a rusty piece of shit dagger. And
No,
it's
no.
majestic.
They would give you. They would equip you.
High quality weapons because
Okay.
I am the representative for
Yeah.
our group.
Ghost, we're ready for trial.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. We're gonna.
Yeah, we're ready for the next step.
Okay, so anybody who is gonna learn some legalese,
Tell
go ahead and roll your intelligence.
Not read and write.
Single
Oh shit! You know what? You're correct. So somebody who can read and write must succeed, and then if they succeed, everybody else can learn verbally who cannot read and write. So Marguerite understands law like the back of her hand. So you will put into your skills the ones that you can add stuff, like where your common knowledge stuff is. Put in common knowledge imperial law, and you will get a plus 20 starting out.
Okay.
That is 6 degrees of success. No, 5, but close enough. 5 degrees of success. So anybody else who can read and write, oh my goodness.
Wait, no, hang on.
I don't know what the fuck happened there.
I did the fucking
Guys,
plus.
we are so getting out of here.
There we go. I
Alright.
did the plus.
Wait, what's
minus
So wait,
one.
What are we rolling?
them now?
So anybody who can, well, that's so if Marguerite's teaching other people, then people who cannot read can roll.
intelligent.
Yes.
Just straight up intelligence.
Yeah, but if you can read and write, you could try to learn from the legal guy.
So I cannot roll read right, but I can try and ask the little guy specific questions.
Ooh, Heinrich Smarty Pants.
Sure.
I feel like, being a pit fighter, I should be able to communicate the fact that
Well, you rolled a 6. You would have succeeded on your int check anyway. So I
at
mean.
what point in the trial can I say I declare? Honestly, no. I mean, like if we fail every roll from here on out, at what?
Fucking Lando.
Yeah. Lando is good at making
Say, like, have to
speeches.
revoke or strike it from the I'm not gonna allow you to go through with that if we're doing well.
Let's
Lando is a
see.
bag of rocks.
Let's see if Gottfried learns
See, Lando's over
legalese.
here cheering me on, going, "Yeah, fight that motherfucker!"
Mhm.
Woo!"
See, now this is why Marguerite should be in charge.
Marguerite.
No, for real though. Honestly, if I had somebody actually representative of the company, like, where would I be with this challenge?
You will be Engin.
Because obviously I wouldn't take it for a intelligence challenge.
I mean, you're. So the only people who didn't learn much about law is Lando, Gottfried, and Tybolt. No, because
And me.
so you're 6. You would have passed your int check with a 6. So, I
Oh,
mean,
really? Would I?
yeah, your int's not below 10, is it? So you wouldn't have a plus 20 is the thing, and you would have it as an untrained skill basically. You would not have trained law.
For my int skill, I guess. Is what you're saying?
Well, no, it would just be based off of your intelligence in general. Your intelligence is what, like a 20 something.
24, yeah.
Yeah, so you would 6 would have.
Imperial law roll is 71 now.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
I got all covered unless my rolls are shit.
Did you plan to
And
become a
Heinrich
lawyer?
learned a little something from what she said.
Yeah, you did. You learned. You have it trained.
Hey, North, did you plan to become a lawyer?
So,
No, but
hypothetically,
I become a crime lord and might be good to know law.
Good reason to know law then. Go ahead.
okay, lore-wise, we have a representative who has come down to the pits to explain the lore to us. You know,
Yeah.
how trials work.
Mm-hmm.
At what point is it no longer safe to run a trial by combat? Like, at what is the last possible point
Actually,
you can pull
I'm gonna
that
ask a
card?
question because
Is
of my
that,
knowledge.
is that a hang on? Is that a last possible card that you can run?
You could, if you wanted to do that from the outset, you could.
Right. I mean, from the outset you could. But now, let's say the council comes down with a guilty verdict. Can you then run a trial?
Once verdict is rendered, it is final.
Don't worry. If everything is going against us and we are screwed, I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder. Don't worry, because I'll make sure that.
Well,
So,
Hang on, I'll fucking know, because there's two options. Either that I fight or I don't fight, and
yeah,
So is
yeah, but
part of
guys,
Marguerite's success the idea that she thinks she has a case
Uh,
building, or is that just theoretical?
the group
Yeah.
of
What was taught was all basically over the course of like 2 or 3 hours in the morning, maybe a few more. Marguerite got a hard crash course from a legal expert who has done this shit in the courts with nobles for quite some time.
Okay.
And it is all practiced law by this individual. This is not a hypothetical law. This is something that has been done pretty quietly. So this is all stuff that's put into practice. She has learned stuff that is put into practice. Now, has she ever done it? No. But you could say that she is a very competent amateur because she understands a lot of legal processes. She has not used them yet.
I got some good charm skills, so.
okay. Before her charm skills, though, I have questions.
Okay.
I'm a very competent fighter. I think that is undeniable, correct? Against human people, undeniably, I have a competent, I'm a competent fighter, right?
Fair enough, yeah.
I mean,
So-
you missed quite a few swings, but.
Hypothetically, yes, but some of your combats have scared me.
Paralyzed by fear for 8 turns in a row.
So you're
I
basically,
never
you're
was
basically
missed
just
a
as strong
swing.
as Gottfried.
Actually, if I am in a actual hit environment, I am actually very prone to hit.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Heinrich says, Captain, perhaps if Marguerite thinks the trial is beginning to get out of hand, we might look at that option.
We're going to go by Marguerite's tells.
Don't worry.
If
Don't
I
worry.
were to actually fight,
If with her knowledge, if she says we are not going to win this, then yes, we'll do it by combat.
what's the plus
otherwise-
10 for hit?
otherwise,
it's
we're
plus
going
10 for an aimed hit, right?
Follow the trial.
Yes, it's plus 10.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
unless
like
it's
the
like-
actual trial.
If you use a full turn to aim, it's plus 20, I think. If that is a
Right,
thing. I think that's a
so-
thing. Let me check to make
Mm.
sure. That might not be in this system.
Because I have a special talent that turns the 10 into a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a half act. Aim is only a half action. I was thinking of 40k rules with that. That's my mistake.
Okay, well,
Ugh.
our training is
Aim
over.
is plus 5 or plus 10.
Aim is plus
Plus
10.
10, right?
Yeah, aim is plus
Unless-
10.
Aim is
unless
plus
you
10.
have the aim skill or the whatever it is, but still.
Right. So an aim shot for me is 71. Is all I have to hit.
Yeah, you could probably hit him. I mean, the question is, who are you fighting and how good are they?
That's a resort if we think we're going to lose.
Yeah.
That's right. So,
That's true.
we're,
That's true.
we're
But
ready for
our
we're
other
ready for
option
trial.
is going against the witch hunters.
Alright.
We're
General.
ready for trial.
Alright. So
I will
you
follow your lead.
go to the trial. Let me get you.
Heinrich needs a quick bio break before the trial.
I am perfectly fine with that because I need one as well. So if everyone wants to take a quick bathroom break, I'm gonna pause here.
Yep,
well,
give me
I got it in case, coerce.
And we're resuming again. Alright, so you're brought in to the courts, and there are people all around. It's quite a spectacle, but it's very quiet. It's sort of eerie how quiet it is for the amount of people inside this church, and it's being held in a church of Sigmar. And you're brought in. There are a couple of tables where you are meant to sit. There's also a large pulpit where there is a chair ahead of you. And you see over to the right side of this little circular room you're being brought into, Van Helheim is sitting there. As you were being escorted in to the church, you lost track of Gottfried. You may roll perception to see if you notice where he went.
Where he went.
Yeah, he was with you, and then you lost. Yeah, he was with you, and then he was not.
Let's see who get it. Maybe no one will. Oh,
Nothing gets past the Otter Man. So Heinrich, you pick it up pretty quickly. The guards take him a separate door than they took you through. He gets taken to a different door. You do not know why.
I'll point that out to Lando the moment I see it.
Yeah, you see it, Lando. I mean, Gottfried's being taken somewhere else.
That bastard. What do they have planned with him?
I'm sure he's to be a witness against us.
Can I kill him next time I see him?
Told you. I suspected that he's being paid to say something against us.
Let's wait to hear what he has to say first.
I tried to convince him that he's in this boat with us, but I don't know if it'll work.
So you guys all come in. I'll bring out. I guess you'd be in the crowd, Erica, because you're not technically on trial. And we'll bring your master out as well. So there's some very, very quiet chatter in the church as things are starting to wind up here. Van Helheim looks very smug. Of course.
Sure he does.
Give me 1 second, I'm being called.
Hey, are you?
More. Resuming. Alright. I'm just populating his table because he looks very lonely.
Oh, poor little guy.
Yeah, sure. He likes him some guards.
Okay, so someone goes a bit. Oh,
No.
Little pretty fuck.
Who's that?
It's the real necromancer.
What?
No, it's not.
No? I thought that looked just like the guy that ran away from the church.
I'm fine bashing his head in.
no, it's the
Continue.
guy that ran out from the church.
Yeah.
It is?
The guy whose eyes sparkled and Heinrich fucked up and didn't hit.
The one I
That-
shot.
Is that true?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, do you guys think it's true?
A moment.
I think. Can we all roll here to see if?
If you think it's the guy, I mean, he does look a bit familiar.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
If you think that he looks familiar, then maybe he does. Yeah, you guys feel, a couple of you feel like you've seen one of those guys over there before.
Uh-huh.
Well, I shot an arrow at him and hit him in the face.
You don't see any cuts.
Well, necromancer can regenerate the skin, so.
Well, Erica doesn't even know.
What does he look like he is to Van Helheim? Like, is he walking next to him as an equal? Is he in his train?
They're sort of discussing something.
Uh-huh.
He and Van Helheim, he and this guard here, they're just sort of talking to one another about,
Mm-hmm.
could be legalese, who knows.
Is there some kind of judge, or is it like a group of people?
Oh no, there's
It's like
going to be a
some sort of
judge.
semi-
That's what you guys are waiting on. It's built to be in case there is a trial by combat. You can just okay, here's the circle. Let's move the tables. That's more.
So you're saying we can kind of throw that out there
The
and kinda-
the Empire is very efficient with how they make their rooms. There's usually a circle somewhere so people can duke it out. No, but
I will look to Lando and follow his lead on whether or not we're.
How about you follow my lead?
Oh,
Are you?
Follow my lead.
Oh, wait. Does he have his weapons? Like, do we have our weapons?
hell
Of
no.
course we don't.
Don't?
Van Helheim does.
They
None of
made
you
sure
have
to
your
use
weapons.
All our weapons while we're on trial, just in case we disagree
Aw,
with the verdict.
that's a very. I'm
Aw.
sorry, I forgot about that. You're right. I mean,
Let's
if
leave
you
the
guys, if you
thinking
guys
to
want to go
Marguerite.
punch him to death, I'm down to go.
Can we continue with the trial, please?
Yes. So, some, chatter picks up quite a bit more, and then one of the guards on the walkways up here is quiet, and everybody sort of
I'm
hushes
gonna
up.
make a big show of
Nope,
pointing to that guy and saying something to Marguerite. Because I don't want later for them to be able to say if you recognize, if you.
Marguerite
Hey, she
stands.
wants- I'm just gonna
I-
point at him and say something like to Marguerite. I'm not gonna make some big loud thing, but I'm not hiding the fact that I'm pointing at that guy and talking.
What do you say?
And just say, we all know who that guy is. I just want the court to know, comes up again, that we recognized him right away. We're
Don't
not
worry,
making
I'm
up
gonna
something
try
on the
to.
fly.
I'm gonna try to have his testimonial struck from the case.
Judge, before we continue,
There's not even a
I'd like
judge.
for this court to recognize my rights as a noble of Bretonia of the House of de Bournonville.
Is that what you're saying when he comes out? Because there's no judge right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, when the judge come out.
Yeah.
Are you saying that we can
I'm
punch
sure.
these guys out real quick before the judge comes out and nobody's gonna say anything?
Oh my God.
Oh, you bastard.
Rudiger, take a
Down. Let's
seat.
get on with this trial.
Now, we will tell you when it's time to play with weapons.
Rudy's just curious because there's no judge right now. There's somebody
No, I
out
mean,
on the
I-
side.
When the guy came out, I thought it was the judge. I heard the word judge.
No, I said there was no judge. I said the guy was telling everybody to quiet down up top on the catwalks here. And so, so out from one of the side doors, you see this older gentleman, and he's in full armor.
Nice pipe.
Yes, and he is smoking a pipe as he comes out. And he sort of walks over to the pulpit and looks at the chair, sort of disdain, and wipes off something from the seat and straightens it out, sort of moves it around. You hear it like, sort of scrape it against the floor, just like, ugh.
So,
And the guard up top says, "The Honorable Judge Captain Rufus Kolgheim, presiding."
Heinrich stands and salutes
And the captain looks at you, and
in his most military way.
the captain looks you over and sort of looks a bit confused, but then returns it and nods at you. And he sort of sits back in his chair. You hear him crack some knuckles, and all right then. All parties rise. And he looks at all of Van Helheim's people stand up, and
I stand.
We stand up.
I'll stand.
he looks over at Van Helheim, and all right. What charges are you levying against these people again, Van Helheim? And Van Helheim looks at him and goes through, and your charges are looting and pillaging, murder, potential rape, and heresy. In that order.
Potential rape.
Alleged rape.
Alleged rape.
Yep.
Yes.
And
It's all. I got a hint for you. It's all alleged.
and he goes through some other minor crimes, and Cogheim just sort of like waves his hand and is like, "Come on, get on with it." And so they all sit down.
Peeing without a license.
Yeah, and he's like, "All right, all right." And he looks back over at you guys and, "How do you plead against these charges?"
We plead not guilty, Your Honor.
Am I to assume that you are the representative since you spoke first and loudest?
Yes, you are very correct, Your Honor.
All right. You may all sit now.
Kind of a shame.
I shake my head.
Heinrich sits, and just for the record here, Heinrich is attempting to be as statue military as possible. He wants to appear as much a soldier as possible to this captain.
All right. So you will look
I'm
very
throwing as many
prestigious.
hands in the air as possible. To get the attention of possibly some sort of
Throwing up.
illicit underground, some sort of terrible street fighting ring. Oh, terrible. I don't want to get attention.
Like say.
So,
What he's saying
I'm
is,
throwing my own laurels in the air as I walk through the street right now.
what is going on?
bring the judge out.
So the judge is out. That's the judge. So
The old man in the armor?
yes.
Of
Yeah,
course it is.
I will
Good
fight him.
Lord, you
Can I
guys.
challenge?
No, that's not the champion.
Come on, let's get serious.
Oh my God! I swear to God, Rudiger.
That's not the champion. I mean, you probably still don't want to fight that guy, but that's not the champion.
If you bring up fighting
Fine,
words,
fine, fine.
If
I will
Rudiger
just
is actually doing
passively
anything, Heinrich
play
turns
over.
to him and says, "Rudiger, I swear to fuck, sit
if
there
you
and
if
keep
you
your
if you
mouth
talk
shut."
about trial by combat one more time, I'm gonna ask them to bring you back to yourself.
I will just roll over with my like 13 extra gold
Hey
crowns.
guys,
Lie there silently while
guys,
guys get fucked in the ass.
guys,
You know,
guys, I think,
quietly let them get raped by
Rudiger-
taxes.
guys, I think for my next spell I would take silence.
Yeah.
Everyone roll shut the fuck up except for me.
Okay, so so the judge looks and he's like, "Well, prosecution will lead today, the defense will lead tomorrow." And he looks at Marguerite. "What was your name again?"
I am Marguerite de Bournonville of the noble house of de Bournonville.
So, de Bournonville of de Bournonville.
No,
Yes.
my last name is de Bournonville.
Oh, right. Would you prefer to be addressed as my lady or de Bournonville? What is your preference?
My lady will be fine.
My lady, alright. Let the record show that the representative for the defense would like to be addressed as my lady. Name her as Marguerite de Bournonville in all court records. And you see some scribe over to the side writing furiously. Right. Mr. Bournonville, I understand you've been educated as much as you can be in short notice about the law of this great country.
I have done my best. Yes.
Good. So you feel competent to stand trial on account of the rest of the accused.
I do very much so.
Alright. Records show all that nonsense. Alright.
Hey, have we had like our time with our actual guy who came down here?
Yeah. He that was earlier.
Yeah, we rolled for him.
We've done that already.
I got
Alright.
like 6.
Is that an answer on whether or not the trial by combat, like I can
I swear to God, I would ask him to score you out.
if we fail, I can trial by combat.
We
correct?
get it. If we go
Not-
to trial by combat, we get
Not
it.
if they pass sentence. You can't do it once they pass sentence.
Okay, okay.
Once we fail, I can.
Marguerite
Okay,
is
stop.
going to
Stop.
make. We are in unanimous agreement that beforehand, Marguerite is making the call as to whether she thinks the trial is going so badly that we need to throw you in the ring and hope that your arm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Let me try to remember where I was. All right. So, Cogheim looks over at Van Helheim.
You threw the fucking judge off.
No, I'm good. Cogheim looks over at Van Helheim and says,
Question.
"Yeah, sure.
No.
No, you're fine. I got it now. He's fine. Go ahead."
Because the guy said that today's the prosecutor. Does that mean I can't say anything? Or can I tell him like if he's badgering a witness or if it's false testimony or if it's only allegations? Or
You
shut up.
you understand the laws. If you feel something's being done improperly, you can try to bring it up.
Okay.
Okay. So, prosecution, you may call your first piece of evidence, witness. I don't remember what it was. Just do it. And Van Helheim sort of stands up slowly and looks confused. Yes, Captain Kozlov, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. We have one witness today at this time. All right, well, name him and bring him out. We have. He only has one name, Your Honor. He is a member of the Gutter Blades,
God damn.
known as Gottfried.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
And the judge looks at him. Before we bring him out, how exactly did you procure this individual as a witness? He agreed to a deal at the time before the trial.
Wait, give me a second. I need to get paper and pen for this shit.
All right, then, bring him out. And they bring him out side door and sit him down near the judge.
Come on, Sonny.
You can roll for that at some point.
Something I should be able to
Heinrich.
fight.
You could roll for that at some point, Heinrich, if you'd like to. It would just be perception.
As Rudy, yes, I would.
So, well, I was saying Heinrich can roll perception for some. He private messaged me something. So, Gottfried is brought out.
Yes, he doesn't always miss any.
Doesn't always not miss.
Uh-huh.
So, 100% of the time he doesn't miss 80%. No, 90% of the time he doesn't miss 100% of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Gottfried has a seat. He looks very, very guilty and red-faced. And Van Helheim stands up and begins to speak to him. And Gottfried stumbles through quite a bit of things. Most of it is recounting what you guys have been through before this incident. And
Is it all truthful?
well, he makes it look a bit good, but
Don't worry, I'm going to object to anything if they go against the law.
I feel like Godfrey is lying for us right now.
I'm sure Godfrey
Yes.
is not admitting to all the times he pissed himself in the face of fear.
oh, he sure ain't.
We can't bring up that he's a coward. It's not illegal to be a coward.
No, I'm asking, is he telling a truthful recounting of what happened?
There's a
or
bit
is
of
he making
embellishment.
stuff up?
There's quite a
I
bit of
would
embellishment.
Embellishment that gets us into trouble, or embellishment that just makes himself look good?
I need to hear the words so I can cross-examine him.
Okay, so I'll give you a more or less because I don't want to sit here in a one-man roleplay show. But more or less, what he says, it's for the most part factual, but he does give quite a generous helping of the glory to himself
I
throughout.
don't care about that.
Yeah. Up until we begin to discuss more current events, and I will put those into words. And so, Van Helheim. So tell us about this encounter you had at a camp. Well, It was me, a lady named Margot, and a dwarf named Drakun. Also, a weird fella named Mad Marcus who had a big flail, and he's like showing how big the flail is. Mm-hmm. Continue. Well, we were holding up there because the night before, the whole company got attacked by the dead. The dead? Could you elaborate on the dead? Well, the dead, skeletons and men would.
Objection, belaboring the point.
And the captain looks at you. Sustained. Move on with your questioning or something, Van Helheim. We don't have all day. Well, undead, nonetheless, correct? Yeah, okay. And what happened? This event that you're talking about at this camp. Well, and he sort of looks at Van Helheim and looks over the whole side of that room. It's like really nervous. Well, a lot of them came out. Lots of them. And there was a robed fella there saying he was this and that. Go on. He was asking us why we were still there. We should have left. Well, we got into a bit of a scrap and Drakun killed him. Drakun killed this robed man. Yeah. And what happened? Dead all fell down. All the dead fell down. Sounds like a necromancer. What happened next? Well, a couple folks died. After which, Captain came back with most of the rest of us. And then, well, and he looks real nervous now. Well,
Is he looking at us at all?
he's been trying to avoid eye contact, but he scans you every now and then.
Yeah, if there's any way Heinrich can glare at him.
Oh, he would catch it.
Yeah, we had words before, so I'm just.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of like trying to catch his eyes and give him the glare job.
He's
Objection, the council's mischaracterizing the case. Can we speak to facts and not emotions, please?
the facts. And what else is he talking about if not the facts? Overruled. Continue, Van Helheim. Well, go on, man. What happened next? Well, when we saw the job been done, because that was what we was contracted to do, I thought we was done. But there was a town across the way from where we was at this camp, and well, he looks nervously at Lando for a second. The captain thought we should shake him down, maybe, and blame it on the undead.
Oh, that fucker.
Mm-hmm.
You goddamn liar, Gottfried!
No.
Order in the court!
Liar, Gottfried!
Lando.
Order in the court! Sit down! Goodness gracious. Do it again, you go right back to the dungeons. I'm not doing the 3 strikes thing again. I'm tired of it.
Lando, another outburst, and he will have the right to keep you out. That goes to all of you. Quiet, please. I'm doing my best.
I'll say to Marguerite, it's okay. He made his point.
Oh, my pipe emptied there. Hold on. Someone refill my pipe. I'm going to sit here all day. I might as well smoke and enjoy it. And somebody runs out real quick and, thank you. Alright. Anything further? Oh, one more thing, Gottfried. What happened at the village whenever you went to shake them down? And he's very quiet for a little while. Well, they wouldn't give up their things. We took them. We took their things, and we killed them.
Oh.
Oh. Interesting. Sounds like pillaging and looting to me, and murder. The prosecution rests. Dirk Van Helheim goes and sits down. De Bournonville, if you want to cross-examine, now would be your opportunity.
I do indeed.
Unless someone at your table wishes to yell again, and then they can do that instead. No? Okay. By all means. I'm gonna resume now.
Okay, what did you miss?
Everything past when I told you could cross-examine.
Okay, so
Until now.
Marguerite stands up and says, "Oh, Gottfried, how long have you been with the Gutter Blades?"
Oh. I don't know if I can count that high. Long time.
Count that high?
No, probably not.
Okay. So let's go on to something more relevant. Why were you at the camp where you were attacked while most of the group was gone? Why did you stay?
Well, Lando told me to.
He told you to. So you weren't told that staying was a foolish errand. You were told to stay at the camp.
Yeah, and
Remember that you're under oath.
I was told, yeah.
Okay. And you stayed, and then you were attacked. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was attacked, like I said, a robed fella.
Was it a sudden attack, or did you hear it coming?
What one of them announced itself to us.
What did it say?
Told us to leave.
And did you leave?
No. And
Oh,
Van Helheim
you're telling
is
me that
like,
you had a chance to leave peacefully, but instead you decided that violence was the better solution.
and Van Helheim is just like, objection, is this going anywhere?
It is. Give me a second. So your decision was instead to leave, but instead to attack the owner of this unknown voice. Is that correct?
It wasn't unknown. It was a skeleton that walked out first.
Are you certain? I mean, it was at night. It was dark. You were scared. Are you certain that you knew it was a skeleton before you attacked?
Yeah.
All right then. So after that, you say that we heard about a town. Now, where did we hear about this town? I mean, who told us about it? Who told you about it?
Lando told me about it. I don't know where he heard it from.
Oh, so Lando just suddenly heard about a town. Well, that's funny. Why did we sleep that night at that camp when we knew that there was a town right next by? Doesn't make much sense, does it? Of course, it would make sense that he learned about the town only far after. It seems that you're skipping a few events, Gottfried. Does your mind have gaps of memory?
Objection, badgering the witness.
I'm trying to prove that the witness has a history of embellishing and forgetting important facts.
Try to do it in a manner that is a bit more. I don't even want to say polite, but you get where I'm getting at. Sustained objection.
I understand.
Calm yourself, milady.
So, let's go to something much more recent. Now, how did the prosecutor learn about your story? I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't
Just imagine it. You must have told him at some point in some place.
I mean, I drank with him a few times, and then there's some murmurs among the crowd at that.
Oh, you drank with him at a pub, or is this in a public area?
Tavern, yeah, I mean,
Now, if I remember correctly, you're quite the strong drinker.
well, I think I handle my alcohol pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember you would drink so much. I would think, how can any mere man handle his liquor like that?
Well, thanks. And there's some giggles.
Yes, you are quite the heavy drinker. Now, you're telling me that you were drinking, and Mr. Van Helheim, and Marguerite opens his hand and points to Van Helheim. Did you go to him, or did he come to you?
Well, I was at a table with some guards, and he happened to be there. I didn't think anything of it.
Okay. And I'm guessing you were talking about your recent success in battles, and he just happened to overhear it.
I mean, yeah, that time. And Van Helheim's just rubbing his head.
So you met the prosecutor more than once?
I mean, he came to the tavern, and I was telling stories. I mean,
So what happened on the second time?
he wanted to hear more stories, and I didn't feel like talking about it that time.
Were you drinking again, as a man should?
Yeah.
You were drinking again, and this time he came to you, more direct, asking for questions. Did he give you any kind of compensation? Any kind of goodwill for all the stories and the excitement you gave him?
And he looks at Van Helheim, and Van Helheim's looking back at him.
What he spent the money on.
Don't worry. Remember, you're under. Did he give you anything as a reward for your great storytelling?
I got a couple coins to buy some new breeches.
So the prosecutor paid you for what he's now using as testimony. So the witness was not only drunk, but he was also coerced. I suggest that we throw out everything that this witness has said, as it has obviously been tampered and corrupted.
And the captain looks over, Kalgheim looks over at Van Helheim and shakes his head. Strike a good portion of that from the record, except the part where he's talking about the compensation, the drinking, and the other things. And looks at Van Helheim. You have anything to say for yourself? I like a good story. How would I know this was coming to trial? Keep some of it on the record. There's some disparity there, I'm sure.
The defense rests its case.
No, we shouldn't. Well,
No, there's no point in proving forward. I mean, we basically proved that the prosecutor's corrupt. There's no point in proving his stupidity. We're not trying to make Gottfried look bad. We're trying to make Van Helheim look bad here.
Alright, get this
Out of character.
heavy drinker off my stand, please. Go.
Yes.
Does the defense have anything they wish to? Any witness, any testimony, anything at all?
ask the judge if there's anything we have to answer still.
Like, wait, is the judge asking me to bring up my own witness?
Yeah. Ask the judge if there's anything left for us to disprove.
Well, no, I mean, that's not the point. I'm not trying to disprove the facts. You don't get it. I'm not playing the case.
I understand that. The judge is asking if you want to bring any other. Ask him if there are any charges still left unproved to his satisfaction.
Well, there's other witnesses, dude. We're not done with the case yet.
All right.
You can ask if you want.
I mean, okay. Is this the only witness, or are there more? I haven't received a list of it yet, even though I'm supposed to by law.
Yeah, you should have talked to the scribe.
Not
Dude.
only the list of witnesses, but also a list of evidence so that I'm able to review and properly defend myself.
We'll work on it, my lady. Calm your britches. Scribe,
I'm apologizing.
get someone on all that. You heard it right. And the scribe shakes his head. Okay, go. Get someone to replace you for writing things down. Yes, I don't care. All right. And he waits a minute for someone else to come out there before he starts talking again. You caught all that before you came out? Good. Okay. Now, take a look here. Yes, there's quite a few. We've got 3 days lined up. We've got quite a few more things to go over. I think that if I know Van Helheim, and I do, he threw you a meatball, as we call them. He wanted to probably feel you out. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. Oh, whatever. Alright. I know you're behind, but yes, all these charges still apply. He's got a whole lineup of evidence and individuals to testify against you. So, if you have anything that you wish to use as evidence shorthand, I'll allow it. Regardless, you will take the lead tomorrow. So, is there anything, or do we call it a day for now?
What do you guys think? Is there anything else I should bring up? I mean, he is, like I said, he's pretty stupid. I've already made Lando, Valheim look like a fool, so.
Yeah, you already completely discredited Gottfried.
Yeah, so I don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do. I can't. Yeah.
That's the day.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So
Answering
Gottfried is completely discredited.
And I'm gonna bring up the old soldier if it ever becomes relevant, because I can't just bring that out of the blue. It has to have relevance to the court. Or else,
No, of course. That's what I said. At some point, if you can.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We know what happened to him.
He
He
died.
died. He was lying.
You
He
guys,
died, that's right.
I don't know if you guys mercy killed him or not, but
You gotta be in trouble because if you bring that up, he'll probably say that we killed him for the pistol. So.
So stop. That was all private anyhow.
No, that's out of character, obviously. When I talk like this, it's out of character. When I talk like this, it's in character.
It's not good on my knees. You know how heavy this shit is to take around everywhere? I don't even get to fight people anymore.
You fight just for justice, sir.
Yeah, right. Well, at ease.
And Heinrich will go at ease.
Yeah. There you go. I trust you'll be up to speed now. I mean, I'll have it for you in a second, but yeah, it's all there.
What's all there?
For Marguerite, all the
Oh, okay.
legal stuff.
So
Do I get the list?
Yeah, I'm getting it for you right. I'm making it for you right now.
day 2 of the trial now.
Yep.
Now, Godfrey was real easy. This is where it's going to start getting hard, guys.
So since it's going to get hard, I'm going to grab my last beer and I'm going to take a piss and I'm going to come back and you better fucking take us home.
Just so you know, if we do get recompense, I'm going to ask for an engraver's kit. So fuck all y'all.
I can't hear you because I'm getting a beer.
So are we dismissed at this point?
Yes, unless you had anything else.
All right. So Marguerite, how bad is it?
How bad is what?
I haven't gotten it to him. It's almost.
We're up against. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought.
I mean, right now, in real life, I'm using pen and paper to make my arguments. I'm being serious as fuck right now.
Well, from my side, I'm sure my master will intervene when it will be time. So
Well, hopefully you won't have to. Hopefully we'll ridicule him and hopefully with that we'll.
Can
other
Erica detect if a being was undead?
Oh yeah, can Erica detect that fucking?
I mean, if Erica
She could
was-
try.
or some of her colleagues were to go out to the village and do some
normally
sort of
if-
investigation.
It would be a
their
thing to
claim is that
discuss.
We just went into a village and killed
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, but like, listen, depend on how much magic was used. Like, if the guy used,
Okay,
yeah,
Worth a
guys.
try, is it not?
Guys, just so you know, day 2 they have evidence and a body. Day 3 it's the peasants, and day 4 it's evidence, bodies, and Eamon. Even though he
And,
wasn't
like-
there, so.
and like, it's depend on how much magic was used. Like, since normally he
Well, it
used
would
a
have
lot.
to be a lot to raise a whole village.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
that's
Yeah.
right, and that
The
much
problem-
magic will have stayed there. Like, the wind of magic would have stayed there. Like,
Here's the problem. If you do that, I want you to get someone who's related to the Inquisition, the court, or the witch hunters. Because if it's just you or your friends, they're gonna throw out court and say that's been corrupted for our own.
I have
Anyway,
like,
that'll
The
count.
college is respected enough.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
the colleges are always.
They are feared and mistrusted sometimes, but they are respected.
And it has to be just as efficient as possible.
I'm like with my master, who is at the head of the College of Amethyst. So.
Mhm.
I think we can only benefit from the endorsement of one of the
Absolutely.
esteemed colleges of
I'm
Altdorf.
Okay, if you can.
So just to clarify for you, Milk, your master is not the master of the entire Amethyst Tower, but he is a bona fide master wizard.
That is.
Yeah.
If you can, get your master to sense magic and see that the winds of magic have been changed, and after that, I'll bring him up as an expert witness.
Now you guys would have to impart this in character to her because she does not know you want it.
Yeah.
Visit us again in the cells, right? The next day.
I mean, that's up to Erica.
Hopefully, Erica does.
Yeah, she will do that.
So if we meet in the cells, I'm gonna explain to her my whole plan.
Well, yeah, if there's no plan for that, I would have motioned to her as things were winding down to motion to her to come to us.
Wait, what's the master's name? Do I know? Like, oh, I wouldn't know at this point.
Has Erica told you, or?
Well, if she would have like talked to me about like my college in the Wind of Magic, I will told her about my master. Is with his name like Kratos Skull.
Kratos Skull, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so master, he inspects the area. I'm gonna call him as an expert witness and tell him that there has been tampering in magic, so that we can just go into a town and slaughter everyone.
That's gonna depend on if he senses it.
Well,
And-
let's hope he does.
And when we will have been in the court hall, I will like show them the witch hunter and will ask him if he can sense the magic around him like I did. If he fucked up.
It would be quite a scandal if he fucked up. He's pretty good at sensing magic, what with being a wizard. But, alright, so... back to the prison.
I don't think that there's a lot that needs to be discussed here, or that there's a lot that needs to be done.
Just what I told Erica to do and her master to do. Other than that, not much.
Yes, I think we need to go ahead and get rest for the trial the next day.
Is the guy gonna come back down again and teach us more, or is it only that one time?
Only the one time.
Damn.
It was a crash course. If he was, because it was pre-trial, so he wasn't invested in your case. If he comes in now, he's in on it. So he would have to be compensated.
Yeah.
And he is not fucking cheap. You
I
could
mean, I have good enough skill.
you could afford it, but it would be fucking expensive.
No,
So.
I'm awesome enough on my own.
All right.
Well, all right.
Wow.
So you're all
Many heads depending on that.
so you're all sort of resting, like waiting for I guess night to sleep, and sort of like between late afternoon and evening, a guard comes down. Erica, I'm assuming you're gone at this point.
Yeah.
A guard comes down and bangs on the.
I assume Godfrey's not here anymore.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he would definitely not be in that cell with you guys after that.
Fuck that guy.
No. He'd be introduced to rough anal sex and then throats.
Yeah, Lando would probably want to
Okay, stop. Let's continue.
No, go ahead and describe it. No. Maybe he shows up. No. So a guard comes down and knocks on bangs on the bars with his spear. And, Oi! You're gonna get some time in the yard. Stretch your legs. And he smirks. Yeah, yard.
Yard.
watch out, guys.
Yeah, everyone be on their watch.
And there's a couple of different guards out
Especially
here.
Marguerite.
And they,
We
op-
need to keep Marguerite safe.
they open it up
I
and
mean, it's no different than usual. You always gotta keep me safe.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't put it above this asshole to try to have you offed in the yard.
So as we walk out into whatever courtyard or whatever this place is, we automatically, instinctually, put Marguerite in the middle of the rest of us. And
Where's
we-
Tybalt? Where's the other guy?
well, you're looking for him today, so see if you can find him.
Well, I mean, no, he was with us, Tybalt.
Oh, Tybalt is correct. Hold on, let me get him
I'm
out
looking
here.
for Eamon, though.
Eamon, right?
He was-
Be there.
He was on the list of witnesses, so I'm gonna look for Eamon. Everyone else look for him too. You've already met him, so.
You might have to shank Marguerite.
No, Lando should know him well. All of you guys should at least know his face somewhat.
So you're out here, and I don't have a whole lot of people to rip, but there are quite a few people in this area, and they're all eyeing you.
Do
you
I see
come
Eamon
in.
at all?
What's your role? You gotta perceive that shit, my
Lando,
man.
You know Eamon.
I'm not even fucking looking for Amen. So
Well,
I
I'm
don't
telling you to
care.
look for him because I told you all, you guys. I showed you the evidence.
Of course I'll look for Eamon.
I don't give a shit about Amen.
Find out what he sees. Yeah, she sees him.
She sees him.
Need my help.
Or, well, she passed the test. Doesn't mean she sees him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like she will see him in the corner dead.
You see him towards the other opposite end of his back's to you.
We need to approach him very cautiously so he
Well,
doesn't
I need
swoop
to
and run.
approach him. Tybalt
Yeah.
and I, you guys stay close, but not too close.
Yeah, alright.
And then I go close gently, like, Eamon, it's me.
And he turns around, looks at you, and he turns away real quick.
Eamon, what have they done to you?
And he's pretty fucked up too. He's got a lot of cuts and bruises and scrapes, and
Is it true that you're going to testify against us?
I can't speak to you.
Listen, if you don't testify, then we'll go free. That means you too. If you testify, they'll kill you.
I gotta testify.
They'll kill you if you do. If you don't, you will go free.
Look, miss, I can't talk to you. I can't.
Okay, how well does Tybalt and Eamon know each other?
They were serving under that asshole
Okay.
together, so.
I'm gonna ask Tybalt if he knows, if he can do, or if he knows anything, like what to do in this case with Eamon.
Tybalt just looks at you and shrugs. I don't know what to do. I've never been sad before.
Eamon, you can trust me. I turned in the golden cash cow, the 2 peasants, just to try to save you.
And he's just sort of shaking his head and rubbing his head. And some of the other guys around his table, if I can find them, stand up and, Oi! He said he can't talk to you.
Please, my heart is on my sleeve. I am trying to get you safe. I'm trying to help you.
Heart's on your sleeve, eh? It's about to be in my fucking hand.
Back off, I'll say.
You want to start a fight in the
I'm
yard,
sure
soldier boy?
Rudiger's with me too, right?
We can't fight them. That's just what they want. They'll say that we're savage and violent.
Well, who cares what they say? They're
No,
savage.
we care very much what they say. He's a lost cause, at least for now. Amen. I promise you, after all this is over, I will come back to you. And by then, you've better gotten your shit together, or else you're gonna be getting a beating. Yeah, because she's pissed off.
Empty promises from a Bretonian bitch, the other ones are saying.
So I just walk away with Tybalt on my side.
One of the guys looks at you, Heinrich, says, "Yeah, better walk away with your girl, soldier boy."
I punch him in the throat.
Oh God.
Oh shit! Go ahead.
Now it's on.
It just got real.
Hopefully we don't have to fight Eamon.
I can't believe I'm fucking defending Marguerite honor this way.
You know you like it.
Fuck her, but she's
I'm useful. You can't deny it.
she is defending us right now, and him bad talking to her like that. Oh my god, that made me so angry, and the rage builds up. And as soon as he says whatever he said to her, asshole,
Bretonian bitch. Yeah.
Bretonian bitch, exactly, I punch him in the throat.
She's our Bretonian bitch. You don't get to insult.
Rolling unarmed, 1d10 minus 4.
Yeah, we are unarmed. Does none of us have like a shank or a shiv?
You guys didn't make any, so.
Was there any opportunity?
Oh shit! Oh man, so you.
So, don't I get another roll?
Oh shit, you're right. Go ahead, roll another one. Same one. Wow.
I'm doing like another 10 now.
It's just gonna kill this dude, smash his fucking throat. That'd be pretty good.
You won't be talking for a while at least.
Nothing.
That's fine. You don't want to kill him. You just want to shut him up.
Shut his fucking
Scare the
throat
shit
pipe
out of him.
So describe it to me, and I'll describe what happens. Like,
So, as soon as he called her a Bretonian bitch, I immediately just instantly lashed out with my fist, punched him right in his goddamn throat, and made him choke on his own spit until he hunched over and started vomiting, trying to catch his air.
so he was smirking at you before you did that, and then you punch him, and you just see the smirk, and he's backing up, and he trips over the little bench they were sitting on.
I just walk away and go back and stand next to, unfucking believably, Marguerite.
You think you're just gonna do that and walk away? And then the other one is, let's see.
I say, do you really want this?
The hood is back together!
And he's gonna,
There's a bunch of us right here, and I see a couple of them.
and the one guy looks at you he was going into his pants for something. You don't really know what.
Oh, real weapon we can use.
He's going into his pants for something, and he looked at he counts. He learns how to count very quickly, and he's like he just sort of like spits on the ground. Fine.
I said, learn to respect ladies, and we'll walk away.
Make sure you have one eye up when you sleep.
Oh, are you gonna slip between our bars, are you?
Might not need to. He
Yeah.
sits back down.
I say,
Eamon, these people won't protect you. Trust me, I've dealt with their kind.
He's just he's just ignoring you at this point. He's
You'll
got
always
his.
have a home here, and that's how I ended off in the leave.
At least I get to fucking punch an asshole in the throat.
Yeah, for this station.
ah, but that felt good.
Oh, it felt so good.
It's still gonna be used against us.
No, it's not.
So you guys are kicking around. You guys see.
This kind of shit happens in the yard all the time.
Yeah, they didn't even. I mean, some guards were right there. They didn't even try to break it up. When he went into his pants for something, their spears got it. They got their spears up, but then they saw that diffuse. They didn't bother. They don't get paid enough.
Himself and
Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy jerks off all the time.
All right. So we head back to our cells after this, and
Yeah.
we're ready for the next
There's
day.
some other people in the
Now,
yard.
have we received word from Erica?
Aye, that's the fat guy.
That's the merchant. What the fuck is he doing in here?
You don't know?
Hi, merchant. What the fuck are you doing in here?
He's flanked by a bunch of big dudes. Like, there's a bunch of guys around him that are just swole as shit.
Give him some space, Lando.
Ugh.
Most people don't appreciate your breath.
And he, but I do. So you see, and you recognize this guy's Gerlach. You've dealt with him before. And he's sitting here. He's smoking a nice fat hand-rolled cigarette, sitting in the corner of the yard.
With my arms out. Gerlach!
And he's looking at you. Oh,
How the hell did you end up in here?
Well, Imperials, you know, some Imperial officials think that price gouging is a offense worth throwing someone in jail for, but I don't.
Isn't that called making a profit?
And he points at you. That's right.
That's right.
But the judge didn't see it that way, unfortunately, so... The judge being a witch hunter. So I'm in here for... Oh... I don't remember, another month, and then I'm back out to doing what I love to do. Make money.
Gerlach, when we get out of here, when you get out of here, we have a lot of gear to sell, and you're gonna love it.
Oh,
Best gear.
I heard. But, not to piss on your dreams, lad, but I don't think you're getting out of here.
Gerlach, you're a pessimist. That's okay. I understand.
Do
You're a
you know-
merchant. Merchants have to be pessimists.
You may know something, Captain.
But I want to know, why do you think we're not getting out of here?
And he leans back. Call it a hunch. My mind's a bit old. Things slip away from time to time.
Gerlach, do you need a bribe?
Well, that was forward.
I'm just being honest with you, merchant man.
You cut me a discount on your wares if you bring them to me. Let me get them
will.
for cheap.
I will.
Sell high. Your word is your bond, lad. Well, okay then. Well, I've heard some tell that some lads in here are meant to deal with you.
Meant to deal with us?
In a fashion you won't find pleasurable.
Wow.
And I would also add that...
Fuck, I just punched in the throat right over there.
Oh, he's probably one of them. But
Ah.
I will tell you, in no uncertain terms, and looks over his shoulder as a guard passes by, and he waves you to come closer. Not all of them are inmates that are paid to deal with you.
Of course.
Ah.
Can I give you a bit of experience, advice?
Gerlach, any help would be appreciated.
Van Helheim talks a big game. I've dealt with that midget for quite some time. Gerlach's a big guy, so a lot of people are pretty short to him, but I digress. He's not bad when he has all the authority, but he's never done this before. He's as new as you are. Don't let him fool you into thinking otherwise.
So he's doing something new now. He's got his fingers in something and we can't quite figure it out.
Well,
What?
We're trying.
I was referring to the trial, but I'm sure he's doing
Yeah.
something strange.
Yeah, he's afraid of losing control here.
Who do we need to be worried about here, Gerlach?
If I could tell you that, I would. I'm all for pissing on the good imperial law of this city, but I don't know names. Don't
Is
You
e-
there
see
anyone?
that? You see that old man over there, the one with the silver hair and
know him? What about him?
You're breaking.
Yeah.
across the yard? Do
Yeah.
you see him?
What about him?
Who is he?
He's a competitor of mine that I happened to get in here with me for a few days.
Competitor? That's a merchant. It's
Mm.
a merchant over there.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
He likes to think he's more important than me. He's not going to leave this place.
Very well then. If we needed to, if we wanted to, if we had to, is there any way of getting our hands onto weapons while we are in this place?
And he leans back. He says, well, everything I've got I had to make. I can pull strings and get people like that, and he points over at that merchant you were just talking about. I can get people like that in here if I'm lucky. Nothing gets past those guards, no matter how corrupt they are. They don't want weapons in inmates' hands. It'd be a disaster. None of them know how to fight.
Very well then. Well,
Everybody's still there? Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, it fell out for a moment.
so I said we are ready for our next day of trial, Ghost.
Alright. So nothing transpires that night. Now I would assume that Erica met with them in the morning. Am I correct in assuming that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you tell me that her master searched the place or no?
So that's up to her. Go ahead.
She would say you searched the place and you found
What did you find?
something. Who do you
He can be there with you if you want him to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask him directly what he found.
It's
I don't want-
it's
I don't want
better
to kind of reports.
And so you would see this individual here, and he's pretty imposing. He's wearing arm guards of bone and a chest plate of bone. He looks like he could be a necromancer, but this is in fact one of the master wizards from the Amethyst College. So he comes down and
Marguerite,
This guy right here.
before
Yeah,
we go in,
this
I want
guy.
to mention to Marguerite, you may want to bring up today that we have heard that Van Helheim has hired people to silence us. That way, he may even if he
That's only conjecture, man.
it doesn't matter, because if you say it, he'll object to it, and that's fine. But then it might put him on the being scared of actually following through with it, because
Well,
we've
we'll see
called
how
out
it
on
goes.
Just saying,
Yeah.
so
he doesn't know what he's doing either.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
So if you want to talk to this gentleman, he's here. He's just letting his student talk right
So-
now.
You must be the master of Erica, is that correct?
Yes, I am Credis Skull.
Could I please have your full name so when I call for you, they bring you and not someone else with the same first name?
If you can find someone else in the city named Credis, I'll teach you how to be a mage. He just sort of smirks at
Okay.
that.
Now, what did you find at Dirkelsburg?
I searched the area for magic, disruptions in the winds. I found enormous amounts of it all around.
Would you testify to that?
Of course.
Then I'll be bringing you up as an expert witness. Thank you very much, Kregus. Master Kregus, apologies.
Credis Skull.
Kregus.
He sort of frowns and looks at his student and... I will answer your summons if need be.
Thank you very much, Master.
And he nods. And, well, good luck. And he walks away.
And she say Erika will bow to the God of Light before following our master.
Lando nods back at you, giving you your due respect.
So, we come to trial. And everybody's in place here. The captain, you see him sitting in a new chair today. It's well furnished now. Yeah, it's actually a very... Marguerite, you've seen this chair like in expensive houses and things before. So he's sitting on it, he's leaned back, and he looks so comfortable. He's like got his hands folded across his chest for a minute and is like leaned back, his eyes closed for a second, then he realizes where he is.
Heinrich, of course, stands to attention and salutes when he comes in again.
And he would return it. Alright then. Defense you may lead if you wish today. If not, you may cede it to Van Helheim and then retort. It's up to you.
You better take that lead, Marguerite.
Yes, well, I wish to bring an expert witness to the stand.
By the name of...
Shit, wait. What was
Thought you were writing it down, Marguerite.
Fridge's skull.
Yeah,
Kregus?
Credis Skull.
Master Credis.
Kregus Skull.
Master Credis.
I wish to bring to the stand Master Kregus Skull.
And his eyes go wide. Credis Skull? Alright. And he looks around and Credis stands up and a bunch of people look over and you see people like sort of leaning away from him. Like you guys, up in the stands, you guys have pretty much an entire section to yourselves because people feel very uncomfortable near you.
Mm-hmm.
And so he slowly starts to walk down, and he doesn't even take the stairs. He just sort of hops down from this little decline right here, and just lands gracefully,
I love my master.
and walks over and cedes his weapon to the guards, a quarterstaff with a bone scythe attached to the end of it, and sits down and takes a seat.
Now, Master Chris, as your title suggests, what magic are you a master of exactly?
I am a master of the lore of death.
And where do you receive your credentials from?
The Amethyst College.
So you are a state-endorsed magic user?
Is it just me, or like it sounds that Nord have something like covering his mic?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit far away.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, is this better?
a little bit.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Shit, okay.
Talking to the mic.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I call Master Chris, I told him,
So, Master Critus, yesterday we asked you to search and sense the magic of the town in question, Dirkelsburg. Is that correct?
Objection! I was not informed of this.
Well, we weren't informed of the evidence and witnesses on the first day, so we gave you the same accommodations.
Overruled, that's true. Continue.
Now, you are a master of death, and we are claiming that the town was inflicted with necromancy. Has the results proven such?
Well, there is a misconception with the lore of death, the winds of Shyish, and that of dark magic that is used to raise the dead. They are not one and the same. However, there were disruptions in the winds of Shyish, and I could sense a taint of magic in the area. A taint I wish not to dwell upon. It was the work of a powerful being, to be true.
Let the record show that not a single member of the Gutter Blade at that time was able to wield magic.
And Van Helheim looks very, very concerned.
Now, in such a large amount of magic, could it be, I don't know, accidental or natural, or would it have some great event cause it?
These things are not completely understood, magic, but I would find it unlikely that the dead would simply walk this far west of Sylvania. This land is not tainted.
Now, did you see any markings or symbols or any kind of recognition on the deceased villages of Dirkelsburg that pointed towards possible tampering with magic?
The extent of decay upon the bodies is not consistent with being dead for 1, 2, 3 days. Some of those corpses looked to have been exhumed from months ago.
So, the claim that a band of mercenaries just went through the town and slaughtered all the people, does that seem to make sense with your findings?
I cannot speculate beyond what I have seen, but,
To your best knowledge.
well, I would say that unless those mercenaries decided to dig up a bunch of graves to throw bodies around, then no.
That is all. Thank you.
He nods. Van Helheim, cross-examine. And Van Helheim gets up and he's sort of rubbing his head. The last thing you said, a possibility you said that they could have picked up the bodies and dragged them out onto the street? And Kratos says, if they were truly trying to create that impression, then yes, but it seems a lot of work. But it is possible to do. You're saying there's a possibility. And Kratos just shrugs. Let the record show that was a shrug.
Objection.
To
The
Marguerite.
court is once again belaboring the point.
Sustained.
You want to make the point that he detected dark magic
Yeah, I remember
there. That has nothing to do with a bunch of mercenaries digging up bodies.
Objection, relevant, and belaboring the point.
Define relevance. I mean, not the actual word, but what you mean by relevance.
He's talking about possibilities and graves. We're talking about a bunch of dead villagers. Relevance, please.
Sustained. Whatever. And Van Helheim's. Are you certain dark magics? And Kratos nods. Could there have been an error? And Kratos, this is like looking at him like he's insane. I do not deal in absolutes, but I am rarely faulty in my assessment. Well, you said there was the possibility. I would like to drive that point home. There is the possibility that this land could have been tainted and that these mercenaries unknowingly took advantage of such a situation. I'd like to point that out for the record.
There's no proof that we did that.
Dude,
Heinrich will laugh out loud, but then,
you
like
guys are so
soldier
stupid.
silence
The
himself.
captain's slamming his gavel down on the... Quiet!
Do you want us to win this case? Jesus.
Oh,
Shut up.
Marguerite
I can't.
I reset your count!
is as much a show as it is process.
I've got my eye on you now, Lando. Calm yourself, or I'll throw this hammer at you and hold you in contempt. Enough!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well, sir.
My
Yes, sir. Very well, sir.
great holy Sigmar! Sort of shuffles his armor. Alright. Does the prosecution have any evidence? We do. We would like to bring it out. Alright. The witness may leave the stand. Thank you, Master Skull. Gratis just walks away. What evidence do you have? We have the body of an elderly man who was shot near the scene. And we're gonna call it here, but before we do, you see
Oh my god.
the body of the old man
Oh, don't
being
worry,
brought
I'm gonna be
out.
able to-
The old man who was dead. Walking there all. We shot lots of people.
No, he's
lots of people.
he's but he doesn't look very decayed.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
why.
looking up. He doesn't look decayed. He's fresh. The
So
kind of wound because Heinrich,
Yeah.
what kind of gun is your gun? Is it large
Yeah.
rounds or small rounds?
It's an arquebus.
So
It's-
large rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm
I
gonna say
didn't
that.
shoot him. I didn't shoot him.
No, that's why he's gonna try to point that. But I'm gonna say that we do not possess a weapon that can do such damage in the future. So right.
he's got a lot of stab wounds. But we're gonna
Yeah,
pause it. We're gonna
yeah,
stop
no,
the
no,
recording
no.
here.